Alright, hey guys, and welcome back. As this week I'm going to be taking a look at a line of toys that you may or may not have ever heard of before, and that's SOMA Toys RobotWarriors. Now, number one, I have to say right off the bat, I'm not 100% sure if both of these toys are from the RobotWarriors line, because there's very little information that exists. This is a battery-powered M1 SOMA Toys tank that was made in 1984. And this is a pair of transforming binoculars from 1985. The only two RobotWarriors toys that I've ever seen is this transforming tank, and then there's another robot that simply walks around. As far as the binoculars go, I have never seen any packaging or anything for that, so I'm not sure if it's actually part of the RobotWarriors line, but I'd have to imagine, as these are some of the only toys that exist by SOMA that were in that transforming robot line to begin with, and since it's another military-themed toy with the binoculars and the M1 tank, even though they're a year apart, I would guess they're from the same line. If any of you guys know what this is actually from, please leave a comment down below, because I have not been able to find anything about this pair of binoculars aside from the stamp on the back and the date. So anyway, let's take a look at the little battery-operated tank here. Now this, I believe, this is actually my toy that I found at a flea market about 4 or 5 years ago near my old neighborhood. And SOMA toys are not something a lot of people had. Like, I had a lot of cheap knockoff toys because, my parents got me some, of course, Transformers, the better expensive toys, but not all the time. So I had a lot of, weird knockoff toys growing up. And that's why I say, being so close to, my old neighborhood and stuff, I'm 99% certain this is my original tank here. So anyway, with that aside, that makes it a little bit cooler, having that little backstory. And also, if you don't know, I did do a repair video on how I got this up and working, so definitely check that out in my Retro Repairs playlist. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at this little tank toy here. And we'll check out the front of it first here. And we have these two white military stars on the front here. And then you have the tank turret in the front, which this is supposed to stay upright, but it really doesn't unless you squeeze the two sides of the tank together. It doesn't really stay up just because it's, after 35 years, the plastic is really worn down, but still looks pretty nice, I think. And in the front, you have this little window, which is really neat. And what this does is it lights up, and you have this outer space background with a rocket ship blasting off into space, which is kind of silly because it has nothing to do with an M1 military tank, but still really neat. And that's just a lot of these goofy, Japanese-made knockoff robot toys. Like you'll see that a lot. And I think that's a really cool and fun feature. On the side here, you have some good stickering and paint and decals. We have another white military star with the number 328105, which is some type of, just generic serial number, I guess, for the tank. You have the U.S. Army M1 logo. The tank treads and the wheels look really nice. I think that looks good. On the back here, you have the engine compartment. And then the same stickers and decals along the side. And on the top here, you would have had two little plastic machine guns that would have, little toy machine guns that would have attached on the top, and you have the hatch, it doesn't open or anything, but the details on the top of the tank. So they would have looked really neat like that. And now we'll go ahead and I'll put the battery in. This is the bottom part of the tank here. So you have the little mechanism that spins around that allows it to move. The switch does not work. So you'll see my video, I did a workaround to get that to work, to where I just have it wired directly to where when you put in the battery, it'll just automatically turn on. And I will say the motor does stick a little bit, so I don't know how well it'll be able to spin around here on my little setup here, but I'll at least show you it operating, and turned on in its tank mode, and then also in its robot mode. So here we go. Get that turned on and see the motor going. It is a little loud. And then there's the little window, which I think that is really neat. It's supposed to blink, but the little gear mechanism doesn't work in there. And let's see if we can get lucky and get this little guy to spin around. Now, it does work better on, like, hard floors, but since this is like... Oh, there we go. We got a little bit of action out of him. There we go. Since it's not the same type of substance with this cardboard, it's a little bit harder for it to move. Alright, so now let's get this transformed into its robot mode, and all you do for that is you just pull up on the back legs there. Then you lift the back straight up. Squeeze the legs in. Pull the arms down. And a really cool feature of this toy is when you push down on the turret, the head pops up, which I think is really neat. That's a really fun little feature. And then you can see he has some really good details in his robot mode. I like the silver face. He has like some missiles and like grenades and other weapons on the sides there. He has the two little peg holes where the little toy machine guns would have been able to go in his hands. We could have had that. He has this radar screen and the metallic silver and everything, which is really nice. And then you have another sticker, which is a little hard to see, just other like dials and, you know, I don't know, another radar screen or something down on the bottom. So that's pretty neat. I think that this is actually a pretty cool looking toy for something that probably would have been under 10 bucks back in the day. Really, really neat. So now let's go ahead, we'll put the battery in again, and then you can see him going on patrol in his robot mode. Oh, going the wrong way. Yeah, there we go. That's probably about as good as he's going to do, so, you know, you get the idea. He just spins around in a big circle, and the little light on the front would flash off and on, so really cool. This is one of my favorite toys that I had growing up. It's really simple and basic, but I still think really cool and fun. So now let's take a look at this pair of military binoculars that we have here. And the sticker's peeling off a little bit, but that's expected after, you know, almost 35 years or so. Now what's neat about this is they actually work as functioning binoculars. I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to see anything, you know, through the lenses, but they definitely work. Well, you can kind of see through, but I mean, you're not going to see anything enlarged or anything. But the little wheel, it does move back and forth, so you can, you know, focus them in and things like that, which is really neat. You know, but a lot of these toys like that, when you got toy binoculars, they generally did function as actual binoculars. Then you have a little strap here you can put around your wrist, you know, when you're playing Army or something like that out in your backyard. I like the decal, even though I don't know, you know, what it really means. It's just has a little targeting scope and, you know, just different bright colors and stuff, which is really fun. And not too much going on the back there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's the logo just right above the little wheel there, 1985 SOMA, and I think it's pretty nice. It's actually a really nice looking little set of binoculars. And now we'll go ahead and we'll transform him into his robot mode. And what's cool about this is you're thinking, well, how the heck does he transform? But check this out. When you turn the turn wheel, it actually lowers the legs. And then, let's see if I got this right, because they kind of stick. There we go. And then you move the arms up. And I guess you can really move them in whatever position you want. Probably like this makes the most sense, because they're longer. And then, cool, but where's his head, right? Well, check this out. A lot of their toys had this feature, I guess. Push this little button, and boop! There he is. He's hiding inside. He's like, man, I'm not coming out with that crazy tank driving around. And yeah, it's kind of a stretch, because I mean, you can't really give him accessories. I mean, you can pretend these are like, you know, lasers or something on the front of his arms because he doesn't have, you know, any accessories. So it's kind of a stretch as far as a robot goes, but pretty neat. Like, I still think it's a pretty neat looking design, and just really unusual and cool. And so that's why I think that even though I can't find anything about him to say that he definitely is from the Robot Warriors line, I'm pretty sure that he is, because, I mean, number one, they both have that little feature where the head pops up and down. The stickers are so similar. They're transforming robots. You know, I've got to imagine this was a continuation of the line or was a part of the original line, especially since they were just a year apart. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this week. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at these weird and wonderful, wacky robots from SOMA Toys in the Robot Warriors line. I'll see you guys back here next time. Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and you can follow me at Facebook at King of Retro or Twitter at #8ByteBrian. See you next time.